I don't even know if this is real. I'm very tired. But my mom is extra excited, okay? Because my mom's it's her first grandbaby, and she's had a really bad year because her name is Karen Sleighter. That's a real name. Yeah. She's a real life Karen. They exist. They're getting a lot of blowback, the real life Karens, okay? And I just wish that insult had been around when I was a kid. That would have helped me out a lot as a jerk 12-year-old. Oh, to have that in my back pocket? Are you kidding me? It's like, oh, I need to finish my vegetables. Okay, Karen, take it easy. All right. We're not going to be TV time's up. That's a real Karen move to have a TV time. I don't think we're going to be doing TV time, but my mom's great. She calls a lot. She calls all the time. Even before the baby, she's retired, so she'd call me quite a bit. And it's funny though, because no matter what time of day my mom calls, she always apologizes for waking me up. Doesn't matter what time it is, right? It's very condescending. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I wake you? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I catch you? Did I wake you up? It's like, no, Mom, it's 12:45 in the afternoon. You did not wake me up. Okay. I've been up for 20 minutes already. How lazy do you think I am? But my mom wanted to see Hamilton, right? She'd never seen Hamilton before. And I have a Disney Plus password. So I felt cool. I was like, okay, I'm going to help my mom out. I'm going to let her see Hamilton on my password. And I give it to her. And then 3 hours later, I get to what I think is the most hilarious review of Hamilton of all time. All it says is one text from my mom. It just says, I didn't know it was a rap thing. That's what she said. It's like, yeah, Mom, it's a rap thing. I don't think you're helping with the whole Karen problem, Mom. I would keep that review to yourself. I wouldn't post that one on Facebook. But anyway, so it's like I said, it's been a challenging year, but a lot of good stuff. My wife and I, it's our first time, having a baby. So we've got to we're figuring all this out for the first time. I wanted to sing to her, I thought you would sing to your baby to help her go to sleep. But one thing having a baby does is it really exposes how few songs you know the lyrics to. Every time I try to sing a song, I don't know these words, It's like, go to sleep, little baby. It's like, I don't know. And then I start going through the Rolodex, what songs do I actually know? It's like, no, it's Itsy Bitsy. No, I don't know. Thank you for being a friend. Down the road and back again. Oh, I know this one. You're a and so anyway, big Golden Girls fan. That's true. People have asked us too, how much screen time are you going to allow screen time? A lot of our friends want to know, that's a hot topic. Do you let them watch TV or whatever? And my wife and I have looked into the whole screen time debate, and we're going with 100% screens. Yeah. Have you seen The World? We're going screens. Okay. She's in the other room right now, catching up on 90 Day Fiance. All right. That's one of the spinoffs. There's a lot to get through. No, I was ready at the hospital. The second my baby came out, I had a virtual reality helmet I put right on her head. All right. And I'm just going to let her think she's in Mario Kart for 18 years. That's my plan. She's going to think it's Mario Kart for 18 years. And then on her 18th birthday, I'm going to unplug her from the Matrix and just let her loose. Be like, hey, I'm your dad. Okay. The lamest Morpheus ever. I'm your dad. You can't shoot turtles at people anymore when you get upset, and you got to move out. I don't know what else to tell you. Good luck out there. It's a rough world. So she's great. She's healthy. It's very exciting. Schools, we got to figure out what school to send her to. I didn't know there were so many choices. There's all these different types of schools. People international schools and charter schools. We're going with public schools. Okay. Me and my wife, big believers in public schools. Okay. And it's not just because we're broke. That's a coincidence. It just so happens that the free one is also the one we like. Oh, wow. How that lines up great. I actually, we used to live in Los Angeles, my wife and I, and we used to, there's a million private schools. If anybody's in LA, million private schools down there. So much so I used to drive by one every day. It was the Harvard preschool. I'm not making that up. They literally have a Harvard preschool in LA. And I used to think, I was like, what is going on that is so much more advanced at the Harvard preschool? Is it more rigorous finger painting, or are they making connections there that they can use later in life? It's like, oh no, I'm going to get this job. I went to preschool with this dude. Yeah. He's a good guy. We go way back. We used to be in the same horsey group. But I looked into it because I was like, how is it even legal? Can you just, call yourself Harvard, whatever. Does big Harvard get upset when you do that? Is there a copyright thing? And I swear to God, this is true. The reason why Harvard preschool could call themselves Harvard is because they were on Harvard Street. Yeah, I'm not making that up. It's the most genius hustle of all time. They opened a school on Harvard Street so they could call themselves Harvard. Oh my God, it's great. It's inspiring to me because I live here in Portland, Oregon, right near Apple Street, and I've started my own business, Apple Computers. Yeah, we're not affiliated with the other Apple, but we do sell laptops I steal at Starbucks. So if you need someone to watch that for you while you use the bathroom, I'm your guy. But so it's, it's going good. I had to take the baby to the doctor. I actually had to go to the doctor myself. I hadn't been to the doctor in like 5 years. And I was like, you know what? I better get checked out. If I'm going to be a dad, I got to make sure I'm going to live long enough to care of this baby. So I went to the doctor, hadn't been to the doctor in a long time. Okay. And one thing I forgot about going to the doctor is that they weigh you in. Yeah. Not ready for that. Okay. It was a long quarantine over here where I live, and there is no Peloton in this house. Okay. There's no Peloton. There's no Nordic track. There's no ab rocker. There's nothing. All right. There's couches. That's what we got. So I put on weight in the quarantine. I don't know about anybody else, but they weighed me into the doctor, and I was definitely heavier than I was expecting. And the doctor even brought it up. The doctor brought it up to me, but to me, she brought it up in a very insulting way, because I'll just tell you what she said. She goes, "Hey, Andrew, have you been eating a lot of canned food?" That's what she asked. It's like, canned food? Do I look fat and poor? Is that what's happening? Why does it have to be canned food? Like, I can't be like a steak and whiskey fat guy, or like Tony Soprano, like pasta primavera for breakfast. It's like, no, hey, Mr. SpaghettiOs, what's with all the stag chili? What's going on, buddy? Are you all right? I think it's because she made the assumptions because she saw my health insurance plan. She knew. It's like, oh, this guy's on the bronze plan. He doesn't have Wendy's money. You know what I mean? He doesn't have 4 for 4. That's true. Doctors are elitist. They see what plan you're on. They see your economic situation, and they make assumptions about you. That's just the truth. Okay. I know it's the truth, because like, I'll complain about my shoulder or something. This doctor will be like, oh, have you been doing a lot of sign spinning? Yeah, that can be rough on your shoulder. Have you been wearing a barrel instead of clothing? Because that can put a lot of strain on your joints. You might want to be careful wearing that. So it's been, like I said, it's been a weird year. I'm lucky to be here in Portland with my wife. My wife and I have been married for a little bit now. We met right before dating apps became popular. We never used any of those dating apps, so we kind of feel left out. All our single friends, even in the pandemic, they're swiping, left and right, having a good time. We never got to do that, So instead, what we use is the marriage app. I don't know if anybody out there is on the marriage app. It's called Zillow. Does anybody else Zillow? Oh my God. This Zillow is the greatest. There are so many homes on Zillow in different area codes. It's endless. That's all we do is Zillow each other now. We don't sext. We just send 3-bedroom craftsman styles in up and coming neighborhoods. You know what I mean? That's how we get. I don't know. But Portland's a great place to live. You may have heard a lot about Portland on the news, right? People make it seem like we live in American Gladiators or something. It's honestly not like that. The city, you would never even know unless you watch the news. There is one thing Portland's been overrun by. There's one thing that has taken over our city, and that is free little libraries. There are way too many free little libraries. I don't know if you have these where you live, but they're these little birdhouses people put in front of their real house and fill with their crappiest books. Just whatever stupid throwaway giveaway book. There's never a good book in there. I check every free little library. Okay, I check every one. There's never been one good book. Here's the inventory for every free little library. It's always 7 weight loss books, a German English dictionary, and an already filled out Sudoku. That's every single free little library I've ever. And maybe the free little library would be a cool idea if the big library wasn't already free. You know what I mean? I can go get all the books anytime. Why are you competing with the big free library? That's a great American social service. It's not like I'm going to buy a house and put out front the free little fire department, just an adorable little red fire station. And inside is a damp sponge for all of your fire emergencies. So, Portland, it's just like it's a weird place. People, people take a lot of pride in the yards, you know, like every little house, everyone puts a lot of effort into the the yards or whatever. Some people so much they get these signs that'll say certified backyard habitat, right? These people care about their yard so much that they've gone to the city and had their backyard graded by bureaucrats. Like, how badly do you need to be approved in your life that you're going to the city and filling out forms to get them to say that your bushes are appropriate for bees or whatever? I don't know. I just don't understand it. Like, first of all, you can't get a certified backyard habitat sign if you have like a green lawn. That's not the way you get it. It's got to be natural. It's got to look the way it would look in nature, right? But isn't that just the dude who does nothing to his yard? Isn't that just the blackberry bushes and dandelions? That's the most natural habitat I've ever seen, you know? And then these people, they get their little signs, and it's like, I get it. You want a habitat for birds and bees and squirrels, whatever. But are there people too, human beings? We need certified backyard habitats for human beings. You know, like maybe you have a backyard with 3 rusted out Chevys in it. It's like, okay, that's a certified backyard habitat for meth heads. You know, there you go. They need a place to go. Hey, do you have a trampoline in your backyard? You're certified for Mormons. Good for you. That's clean, good old fashioned fun. So it's Portland's a great place to live. Me and my wife have been here for about 2 years now. This whole pandemic, it was kind of interesting, right? Because my wife and I, we're both 36. We're technically millennials, all right? And our generation was supposed to be like the healthiest generation. We were obsessed with health, you know? We're doing kale and smoothies and yoga, all this stuff, right? But we were also the least healthy financially. There's never been a less healthy financial generation than ours. And those two things, when you think about it, do not go together very well, right? Like, why are you trying to, I'm going to be 120 years old one day, but have roommates stealing somebody's Hulu Plus password. That's not going to be a good look, right? Like, why are you trying to live forever? That's all I'm saying. There should be a warning on every bottle of vitamins that says, if you are not currently contributing to an IRA, do not take these. These are not for you. You do not want to live for a long time. That's why, here's how I'm going to get rich though. I'm going to create an app, right? This is my idea. I'm going to make an app that's constantly comparing your physical health to your financial health, and then it tells you how to live, right? So if you get a new job with benefits, the app will ding, right? And it'll say, hey, maybe cut out red meat, start exercising. You have a lot to live for, right? But if you're a comedian during a pandemic, the app will ding and go, hey, you ever thought about crack? Yeah, maybe give crack a try. You want to have some experiences, okay? I don't know what you're waiting for. Have some fun now while you have the chance. So anyway, I have been trying to be, now that I have a baby, I'm trying to be smarter about finances. There's like a lot of information out there. Right when the pandemic started, there were all these articles they wrote about what to do in an economic emergency, and I was reading stuff, but they always write those articles for people who are already good with their money. You ever notice that? It's always like, hey, don't take money out of your retirement. Instead, withdraw some money from your emergency fund. Like, all right, was there an option 3? Was there a back to this thing? Emergency fund. What are you talking about? I need them to write economic advice columns for people who are bad with their money. Like, hey, don't put all your bills on credit cards. Instead, here's a list of 10 unguarded construction sites you can steal copper wire from. Like, okay, now that I can do something with. I have places by my house. I can hit that on the way home. So anyway, I don't know about you guys, what your big goals are for this year. I don't know who's trying to like get in shape. I don't know. We're going to start working out. If that's what it's going to be in 2021, I don't know. I'm going to try. I have a friend who last year, he was going to do CrossFit. Okay. Now he's a little heavier than me, just to be honest with you. And his plan to get in shape was to do CrossFit. And CrossFit, of course, is the most extreme one. And he was worried about it, but he had the most hilarious concern because he was like, yeah, I want to do CrossFit, but I'm worried I'll get too buff. oh, that's what you're worried about? Getting too. Let me give you a little advice, okay? If you ever start to get kind of buff, Just quit. You can just quit CrossFit. If you're in the danger zone of buffness at all, if you feel little abs starting to poke out, just give up. And if you're worried about quitting, I'll help you quit. Okay. I'm an amazing quitter. I'll call them up for you. I've quit everything. I quit Fitbit. Okay. Do you know how hard it is to quit Fitbit? You have to like stop moving around, but I did it. I quit Fitbit. So he, you know, CrossFit, I'm actually jealous of him though. I will say I am jealous of my buddy because he, what an amazing attitude. What a positive influence on your life to just always be worried about best case scenarios. I wish I had that, you know, it's like, hey, Andrew, you want to go in on these Powerball tickets? No, I'm worried about yacht maintenance. I don't want to risk it.
100,
Yeah. Oh, it looks like we got a new, okay, there we go. So anyway, I don't know if you guys have big plans for the year. I can't wait to this. Speaking of yachts, I can't wait to go back on, like, just go out, go on boats. My favorite thing is go on a boat. That's my favorite thing. I don't know about everybody out there. I love going on boats. All right. It's my favorite thing to do. You know the best part about going on a boat? Best part? You go out on the deck or whatever. You can just wave to strangers. Doesn't matter where they are, on other boats, on the dock, wherever. If you're on a boat, you can wave to anybody you want to do. And you know what they do? They wave back. Everybody's so freaking friendly when they're on a boat. I don't understand it. It was like, hey, I'm on a boat. Yeah, I'm on a boat too. Hi. What a coincidence. Like, why is all I know is it does not work that way on land. Okay. Nobody's that friendly. Don't wave to strangers in 2021 on land. Don't do it. Okay. Have you ever waved to someone you thought you knew, but they turned out to be a stranger? Is there a worse feeling in the world? You're like, hey, Kevin, it's me, Andrew. Oh my God. No. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I thought we were on a boat. I didn't know. I apologize. So, you know, I want to see my grandma again too. That's another thing in 2020. I'm hoping these vaccines come so I can see my grandma. My grandma, 91 years old. Okay. And she's in a retirement community and they're on like complete strict lockdown. I feel so bad for her. She used to live in this great house. We'd go over every Sunday. I'd go in her basement. And I remember as a kid thinking, and she had all this food in her basement. Every time I go over, she'd have like 600 cans of peaches downstairs. Like she was getting ready for the pandemic or something. Like she knew, you know? And I used to ask my mom, I was like, what's going on with grandma? Why does she have like 1 million peaches in her basement? And my mom used to tell me, you know, your grandmother grew up during the Depression. Okay. And during the war, that was a different time. Back then, if you saw peaches on sale, you didn't know if you're going to get them again. So you bought all the peaches you could carry. And that was just her mindset. That's how she lived her life. And that's why she does. And it occurred to me recently that we are going to be some weird old people. All of us, everybody watching right now, you are going to have some weird habits that are going to be difficult to explain to future generations when you're 90. All right. Going through that. Are you kidding? It's going to be like, hey, why is grandpa washing his groceries? What's wrong with grandpa? Like, I don't want to explain it right now. It's the same reason why he's scared to go to Dave and Buster's, but I'll tell you when you're older. This is kind of a whole thing. That is true. I don't know. Remember early on we were washing are you guys still washing? I'm out of the washing my groceries phase. I don't know if anybody else. I was wiping them down there for a while. It was hard because now I just deliver them. Now I figured it out. I just get my groceries delivered. At the beginning, I would have to go to the grocery store and wait in line to get in. Like they would make me. It was so funny because you couldn't go anywhere except for the grocery store. And then there was a line. It was like grocery stores were the new club for a while. That was the only club open, you know? There's a line to get in. They had a dress code. If you didn't have a mask, you couldn't get in, right? And it helped to have a +1. So I always looked for an elderly person right away and I would claim them. I'm like, oh, no. I get to go next. I'm with Nana. Yeah. I'm with Nana. I get to go next. She gets confused. Trust me. Sometimes that'd work. I would try using my TSA pre-check. That didn't work. You can't cut any lines with that anymore. That's pretty much useless. But I would go, you know what I get? Me and my wife eat the most is eggs. Oh my God. We go through, because we're cooking at home every meal. You don't realize it, but we're going through like 1 million eggs. And I'd go to the grocery store to get eggs. And, you know, I got to be honest with everybody on here. Before this whole thing started, I really thought I cared where my eggs came from, you know? You know what I mean when I say that? Like, I thought I cared about the conditions of the chickens and their story and how they were raised. And then my wife and I lost our combined household income. Turns out I don't care. Give me the cheap eggs, right? What are the cheapest eggs you got? You got a 30 pack back there? That's what I would like, the Natty Ice of eggs. That's what I would like. Yes. Free range. They're still trying to sell me free range eggs. Get out of here. If I don't get to be free range, nobody does. How about that? Why are these chickens roaming around all cocky? But I'm cooped up all day. I don't think so. We're going cheap eggs from now on. So I don't know. There's nothing really to do. I mean, like, hopefully things open up soon. We can start having fun and not have to do these virtual shows. I will say I am grateful for these virtual shows because at least I can do comedy. Because, when this whole thing started, I wanted to be good. I wanted to do what the doctor said. I was going to quarantine. I was going to wear my mask, whatever it took to get this stuff over with. I was willing to do. But there's some things I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to give up connecting with audience members. I didn't want to give up doing comedy, and I don't want to stop eating bats. Those are the big three for me. I stress eat a lot of bats when I get tired, so I'm still going through bats. No, but what I will say is I miss like the traveling part, stand up, because before this whole thing, I honestly would probably be at the airport every weekend. And now it's like I never go. And I never thought I'd say this, but I miss it. I kind of miss it. And it's not even that I was good at it. I really wasn't. Like I used to, like one time, okay, I'll just tell you a story before I have to get out of here. One time I got dropped off at the airport. I got out of my car and I realized I'd forgotten my luggage. Straight up brought not just like a bag, brought nothing with me. Nothing, not one toothbrush, nothing, for a week-long trip too. It wasn't like an overnight thing. I don't know how it happened, but I just brought nothing with me to the airport. And so now it was too late to go home to get my stuff. So I just had to walk in to LAX. That's where I was in LA. I had to walk into the airport like a psychopath with nothing, like it's so weird. And by the way, it's a little bit of a suspicious look, it's like one ticket anywhere, please. Thank you. You know what I mean? So I get off the plane. I'm going to Indiana, right? I get off the plane with nothing in Indiana, like I'm Jason Bourne or something, like I've been dropped in. You ever notice that? Like James Bond, they never have luggage. In Indiana, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, like, I was like, I'm here for a week. I've got nothing with it. It's such a weird feeling. So I went to Walmart, right? I went to Walmart, bought a week's worth of stuff at Walmart. It was like I was sponsored by Walmart for the week. It was weird. Like I was the worst NBA player of all time. I had a Walmart deal. And all that was very strange, right? But none of it was as strange as the return trip, where now I'm walking through the Indiana airport with 2 Walmart plastic sacks filled with my dirty socks and underwear as my luggage. Now that will get you some looks, okay? And you can't check Walmart plastic sacks. I tried. They wouldn't let me. So I had to go through security with my stupid Walmart bags. And the guy x-rayed him. I was like, I tried to just walk through like the little stand. He's like, no, put them on the track. I was like, they're see-through, dude. You can look. Just look with your eyes. There's nothing in here. And I was so embarrassed. Everybody was making fun of me. And and I know what you're thinking. A lot of you are like, why didn't you just toss them? Just throw them away. It's like, no, that's a week's worth of brand new outfits from Walmart. I'm not just going to throw away $38 like that. You know what I mean? I don't know how rich you are. So I'm embarrassed. People are giggling. They're laughing. They see me. So I call my wife, I'm like, oh my God, this is so humiliating. Everybody's making fun of me in these dumb Walmart sacks. And this is what my wife told me to make me feel better. She goes, well, did you tie the sacks shut? Oh yeah, I should have tied that. That's what I should have done. That would have classed it up. I should have tied my Walmart plastic sacks. I think that was in GQ that every man in 2020 should tie his sack shut at the airport. So it's almost, I'm just sitting there now and I'm waiting for them to call my group. And I've kind of hidden the Walmart sacks under my chair so nobody makes fun of me anymore. And like I said, I used to fly every weekend, okay? And I would stick to one airline. If anybody's listening to me, that's the key to life. If you're going to fly a lot, stick to one airline. Because if you do, every once in a while, they will bump you up to first class, right? And yeah, I'll be damned if they didn't bump me up to first class on my Walmart plastic sacks flight. You've never seen more confused faces in your life than when they call first class and my Beverly Hillbillies ass stands up with my Walmart sacks. I mean, I was like, oh, remember me? Yeah, I felt like it was Pretty Woman. It was like, oh yeah, remember me? Big mistake. Huge. I get on the plane. The flight attendant's confused, but before she can say anything, I go, please, miss, hang these with the other coats. And yes, I will have some champagne. No, I don't need a glass. Just fill up the Wendy's cup and we can be on our way. So anyway, everybody, my name's Andrew Sleighter. Thank you so much. If you've tuned in, I hope you had a good time with me. You can find me online. I'm at Andrew Sleighter, Sleighter, just about everywhere. Have a great new year. It can't be worse than the last one. Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your holiday.